However, it didn't take long for the somewhat serious cleaning work to turn into a series of silly games as I started chasing Narumi around with a soap-soaked sponge, shouting in a nefarious tone. "I'm the soap monster. Prepare to be washed, foolish warrior." "Ah, no! The evil soap spirit has appeared. Do not fear, citizens of Hot Spring Village." Yaw. The girl grabbed her mop and thrust it forward, brandishing it like Mio would have her katana. "I am the village's protector, Sunurino Mio. I will vanquish all who oppose me." "Will you two stop messing around? We have work to do." "It's the dreadful Mio, nemesis of all spirits. Today is the day you fall." "Yaw, never. I will defend this place until my last breath. Haha." Brandishing her mop in a candid fashion, she clearly didn't mean to do any real harm. Using my sponges, I batted it away with ease. "Then today shall be your last. I told you to knock it off." I laughed menacingly when a playful push from Narumi caught me off guard. I staggered backwards, my foot slipping on a bar of soap. With a startled yelp of surprise, I felt myself topple over backwards, bumping into Mio. Oh, snizzle. As I lost my balance completely, I let go of the sponge, sending it flying towards Narumi, who caught it on the face. I moved forwards to apologize to the woman, when from behind me, I heard a yelp and a loud splash. Uh-oh. I don't want to look, do I? Oh god. As I slowly turned around, my fears seemed to have been confirmed. Pulling herself from the water was Mio, soaked from head to toe. The anger that radiated off her made it look like the devil himself. "You two..." I'm sorry. It was Takahiro-kun's fault. He started it." "Traitor, you can't blame me for..." My eyes caught sight of Mio's clothes, which finally noticed had turned see-through. Why is everybody either losing their clothes or, like, getting into water or, I don't know, triple dot. I bet he did it so he could see you soaking wet like last night. That wasn't part of the plan. What plan? He's joking. It was just a joke. Seriously, Takahiro-kun and I were just playing around. It was an accident. Please forgive us. Yeah, you should forgive us. We were just having a bit of fun. We didn't mean to have it turn out like this. He's right. I told you both not to play around. I told you both to keep working. Ikage, I will deal with you later. Leave. Takahiro, you need to be punished now. What? That's not fair. It was an accident. It was an honor to have fought alongside you, Narumi-chan. My will has not yet been written, but I leave all of my belongings to anyone who wants it. I'm not leaving. If you're gonna punish him, punish me too. Besides, I bet you're only doing this because you want to spend more time with him. What? That's ridiculous. Whatever gave you that idea? I don't even like him. Besides, you're the one spending too much time with him. Hold on. What are you talking about? Ha! You admit it. You're jealous because I got to spend more time with him than you. Busted. That's complete nonsense. I just want to spar with him. Shut up, Narumi. Takahiro, prepare yourself. We are going to spar right now, without Narumi and her big butt interrupting us. Hey, now I know you're jealous. My figure is divine. Spar? Right here? Right now? But you're soaked. A warrior should not worry about such things. Battles can be fought in the lashing rain or beneath the burning sun, but they must be fought. Pfft, she just wants to show off her goods. I'm gonna regret this. I sighed deeply as I took on a combative stance, certain that something was gonna end up going wrong. Soaked as she was, fighting against me, someone who uses grapples and throws, she was practically asking for trouble. This is a perfect opportunity. Sometimes, your greatest strength can become your own worst enemy. Get in here, Takahiro. We will spar like this, knee-deep in water. This will be a fine test of your skills. The girl made her way to the edge of the water and grabbed a discarded mop. It took a lot of willpower not to glance at her soaked figure as her clothes clung to her body. I eventually made it into the water, taking a defensive stance as she moved back towards the center of the pool. Narumi, if you interfere, I will inform Elder Sama of the fate of his dearly beloved old teddy bear. The one you used as a... La 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 la, no one has to hear anything. Fine, I'll stay put. You'll need someone to haul your body from the water once Takahiro-kun's done with you, anyway. Isn't that blackmail? Oh, it's blackmail, alright. Now, prepare yourself. The attack came a lot faster than I had anticipated. The wooden shaft aimed squarely at my midsection and hit me straight and hard, knocking me back a few steps. I hissed as the pain of the impact spread, flexing my arms out. Mio sloshed forwards, waves of water splashing aside as she stomped onward. I pushed myself upwards, dodging another strike to my left. Go, go, Takahiro-kun! I moved in closer, trying to make her thrusts less effective, thanks to the length of the mop handle, and aimed a blow towards her shoulder. To my surprise, she took the hit without moving an inch. If you are not going to put everything you have into this, you might as well stop calling yourself a man. That's some serious trash talk. My eyes narrowed a little and I pulled back as a wide strike sought to slam into my side. Growling, I felt anger flare. I quickly lashed out, smacking the mop handle away forcefully, and used the opportunity to get close once more. I managed to land a few jabs against her midsection and one to her shoulder, before darting backwards as best I could in the water. She appeared winded for a moment or two before she spun the mop in her hands, pushing forwards again. Takahiro-kun, Takahiro-kun, Takahiro-kun. Her next strike was a downward slash, which I caught between my hands. With a grin, I pulled hard on the stick and flung my foot upwards in an attempt to land a kick. She did the only sensible thing and let go of the mop, which let me toss it aside with ease. A swordswoman without a sword can't hope to be an experienced martial artist. This match is lost. Surrender. I suppose I have no choice. As soon as she had said that, she spun around, lashing her leg upwards in a roundhouse kick that caught my jaw, knocking me back and almost landed me on my rear. Overconfidence gets you killed. The fight isn't over until your opponent is down. She stood in front of me, her fist raised in a stance I did not recognize. If she was quicker without the weapon than with, I didn't stand a chance of beating her. Her kicks were powerful, as the ache in my jaw reminded me, and she had plenty of stamina to go off of. The only way I could stop her was to use that. What is that? That's not the only way to win a fight, you know. I stepped forward purposefully. I didn't need to attack her, just to get close. A few steps and I had her right where I needed her, cornered and unable to get past me. I took another step and she darted to one side, trying to get past my blockade. I looped an arm around her waist and braced myself for the counterattack I knew would follow. My left leg applied pressure against her knees, sending her down onto them, while my other arm grabbed her arms high above her head, my weight pressed against her body. No. Yay, Takahiro-kun used the submission hold. I held her tightly, but not enough to cause pain. All I had to do was to lower my right hand, which in return would put pressure on her body. I did so slowly, showing her just what she was up against. Do you give up? Fine. You win. I grinned widely, chuckling to myself. I slowly helped her to her feet, gradually releasing my hold. Try not to struggle when I release you, otherwise... But it was too late. Before I had a chance to warn her about the problem with that particular hold, she pulled away from my grip. The angle of her arms and the tightness of my arm around her waist caused her clothes to tighten as she pulled away. Blood circulation had a tendency of getting cut off, occasionally causing people to faint. In this case, however, it was her clothes that paid the price. Like I said, how did I know that this was coming? Really? Oh, God. Okay. Really? Really? Rip. As the girl turned to face me, her clothes tore, scattering into tiny pieces in the wind. Time seemed to slow to a halt as Mio looked down at herself, let out a scream, and just barely managed to cover herself. Mio. You... I tried to warn you. I swear this isn't some secret judo technique. You... Stay back. Narumi? Yes, Mio-chan? Please get me a change of clothes. Yes, right away. I'll be back as soon as possible, I promise. For some reason, I'm feeling less like a hero and more like a villain. Narumi quickly rushed off, leaving Mio and myself to ourselves. It felt different from last night. I felt like I was walking on thin ice, as though one wrong word and she would begin to resent me the same way she resented spirits. I'm sorry, I really didn't mean for it to end up like this. It was an accident. So, you found my weakness. Huh? No, I swear, it was just an accident. That hold usually just makes your clothes tighter. Not that. I can't move. I have perfected every area of being cool and unrelenting, except nakedness. It's embarrassing. I don't think you have anything you need to hide. I mean, you should be proud of your body. It's not that. The thought of people staring at me, it makes me feel dizzy, like I can barely think. I actually admire that about Narumi. She doesn't have a single ounce of shame in her. Well, I think Narumi-chan would be the exception. Most girls would probably get embarrassed at being seen naked. I'm sure Narumi-chan will be here with your clothes soon. I'm not most girls. I shouldn't get incapacitated this easily. It is infuriating. I lose all control of myself. I'm not sure, but maybe it's something you'll be able to train. Really? A weakness to overcome. How are you going to train that? Oh god, can we do it now? Perhaps if you see... Really? She began stammering uncontrollably, blushing from ear to ear, unable to finish her sentence. I began to panic. I had never seen a girl this worked up before. I think it would be better if you asked Narumi-chan about that. But that won't work. I don't get like this when there are only girls around. I guess, but... I felt as though every male in both worlds were cursing me for my indecisiveness. At this very moment, a pretty girl stood before me, suggesting that I look at her naked, all for the sake of making her less embarrassed in the future. How could I call myself a man if I declined such an invitation? But you are really okay with this? Me? I can't think of anyone else to do it. Please, Takahiro, look at me. Was this really happening? If it was, this was the best type of training I had ever experienced. God, so ridiculous. As Mio began to move her arm, I turned my head. Unfortunately, at that very moment, the door slammed open, and when Maeko and Machiko, in walked Maeko and Machiko, wrapped in towels. It was nice of Elder Sama to allow us to use the baths. It would be nice to... Takahiro? Nah, ha ha ha. Takani and the Thunder Tyrant are doing naughty things. Wait, it's not what it looks like. Ah! And with that, the girl fainted again, slipping into the water before I had a chance to react.